What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you guys are having a great day. If you are familiar with Battlefront 2, then you know that yesterday we had a huge update for the game, and if you have paid attention to the channel, you probably saw that we had two gameplay videos that we had up yesterday, and if you watch those videos, then you know that there were some elements of the new update that we got for Battlefront 2 that I was really not a fan of. And this is the first time that I've done this, just kind of a breakdown of an update, but it was significant enough that I thought, you know what, I want to kind of go into depth and give you guys a little bit more of a reason why I was not a huge fan of some of the things that we got in this Battlefront 2 update. There were a lot of good things that we got. I loved the new maps that we got for Supremacy. I thought they played really well, and I really enjoyed getting to see those and getting Supremacy in a different era in the sequels, and I thought that was really cool. But we got BB-8 and BB-9E in the game, and if you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you know that this was not something I was keen on from the start. I was very skeptical of it, and the biggest reason why I was skeptical of it was because of the fact that they were going to be classified in the hero class. And everything that I played with them yesterday and everything I have seen from experiencing having them in gameplay, whether it's Supremacy or whatever, we tried to do hero versus villain yesterday, but it was glitching on us, and so we had an issue with that, so we couldn't really see it there, although I'm sure we would have seen them in there too. But they are just not hero class characters, in my opinion. And this is something that really bothered me. And I'm going to rant about this a little bit because I think it's important. I think it needs to be said. We have, and I know me especially, have been calling for other characters to be added into the game in the hero class. Mace Windu being probably the biggest one that I have heard called for. And instead for getting awesome characters like that I feel like have been overlooked and not given as much respect as they should be in Star Wars material, when given the chance to add new heroes, they overlook these characters yet again, and we get dumb characters like BB-8 and BB-9E added as heroes. Now, let me be clear. I like BB-8 as a character in Star Wars. I really do. I like BB-9E. I thought, I like both of those characters. I think they're great characters in the Star Wars movies, but they don't belong in this game. And they definitely don't belong in a hero class. Now, I do have to admit that it is kind of cool to see BB-8 and Rey running along together on the battlefield. That's pretty cool looking. And that does add a new type of, energy and nostalgia to it because, that's something that we've seen in the movies. But the big problem that I have with this, and I expressed this a little bit yesterday at the end of the stream that we did, is I had come to peace with the fact that I was never going to get Mace Windu or Asajj Ventress or Ahsoka Tano or Savage Opress, any of these other really cool characters that we have seen in the Clone Wars series, or any of that lore, even if it goes back to Revan or any of those characters that I really love and I feel like have not been given their proper due, or even other characters that we had in the original Battlefront game like Kiadi-Mundi and Aayla Secura. I'm probably mispronouncing her name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. The Twi'lek Jedi. You guys know who I'm talking about there. Or even someone like Shakti. That would have been really cool to see her in the game too. But the big one for me is Mace Windu, because Mace Windu is a huge favorite Jedi of mine. He is definitely you know what? He's probably top three. He's probably top three Jedi for me. The top three Jedi for me would probably be Yoda, Mace Windu, and Luke Skywalker. Those would probably be my top three. And I loved playing as Mace Windu in the original Battlefront 2. And a big hope that I had and that I was hanging on to when this new Battlefront 2 came out, I was disappointed when I heard that he wasn't going to be in the game automatically. But then they said, you know, there are going to be more heroes that are going to be added to the game later. So I had hope that, okay, well, he's not in here. But at some point, he probably will be, because they'd be foolish not to add Mace Windu into this game. And so when you... that just the compounded frustration of wanting to see a character appear in a game or whatever media it would be, when you've been longing, like I have, to see certain characters make an appearance, and then you find out that new heroes are going to be added to the game. In my mind, it's like, finally, maybe this is the time when we get him, when we get these other characters. And I've been patient about it. Like I said, this is the first time I've made any videos about this. Because, okay, you know, we got General Grievous added into the game. I was like, okay, that's understandable. Why that he would come before Mace Windu. I like Mace Windu better, but I understand why they put Grievous in here. And then we get Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, I understand that one too. Again, I like Mace Windu better, but I understand why you would put Obi-Wan in the game. We got Count Dooku, same thing. Got Anakin Skywalker, same thing. And I've been waiting and I've been patient. And I have been a huge supporter of Battlefront 2. I've been a huge supporter of all of the changes that they have made. I have stuck with this game. I have campaigned for this game with friends and online, and people telling me that, you know, this game was a waste of time, that it was a huge flop. And I said, and I have stood up for it. And I have said, no, you need to give this game a shot. They've made a lot of changes. This game has improved vastly. They've learned from their mistakes. They have gotten better. And I have been in full support of all of the changes that they have made. And even if I didn't like them right at first, like, it was very difficult for me to get used to the new method of how heroes versus villains played, because I had gotten used to playing it with the targeting system for so long. The dynamic really shifted, but I stuck with it. I kept playing it, and now I'm good with it. I'm fine. And I have been okay with everything that they've done when they've nerfed characters and they buffed characters. Even with my frustration, I have hung in here. And I'm still going to continue playing Battlefront 2. But I am extremely, extremely upset with the fact that they have made BB-8 and BB-9E heroes in Battlefront 2, and we still can't get Mace Windu or Asajj Ventress or Ahsoka Tano or any of these other much better characters. And it bothers me. And maybe it bothers me more than it should, but it really irks me. I am very upset at this, and I understand that maybe they just wanted that they ran out of other characters for the sequel era, and they really wanted to push the sequel era vibe because they were using sequel era maps for supremacy. I can understand that position to a degree, but still, this is a major dropping of the ball. And you know, I wouldn't even have as much of a problem with it if these characters had just been added as support characters. Like that's what they're designed for. That's how they play. They play as a supporting role. And if you put them in the same category as like droidicas or super battle droids, or the gunner characters that we've gotten, or the Sith troopers, fine, whatever. But you made them heroes? They don't deserve to be in that spot. Again, whenever that you have overlooked all these other wonderful characters. I want Mace Windu. in this game. And it's going to be extremely upsetting and just beyond frustrating if we have gone through this whole thing and we never get those good characters. If we never get a Mace Windu, an Asajj Ventress, if we never get a Ki-Adi-Mundi, if we never get a Ahsoka Tano, my question is why? If you could take the time to make a BB-8 and a BB-9E and make them play as well as they do, because they do play well. They play well. They are the least glitchy added characters at launch that I have seen. You guys remember when Grievous launched, that character was glitchy as heck. So what does that tell me? That tells me that they put a lot of time and effort into making these characters. And I'm glad for that. If you're going to add something in there, do it. If you're going to do something, do it right. So I'm at least glad that they did that much. But these characters need to be bumped down out of hero class. They do not need to be in that category. If you want to keep them in the game, fine. I don't hate these characters. Let me be perfectly clear. I do not hate BB-8. And I do not hate BB-9E. But my point is, they are not more important than Mace Windu or Asajj or Ahsoka or Ki-Adi-Mundi or any of those other characters. Those characters deserve to be in this game. Because they were awesome. Or Kit Fisto or any of these others. They deserve to be in this game because they were amazing in Battlefront 2. And I know that the big OG Battlefront 2 fans like me, we would love to see these characters make a return into this game and get an update and get this fresh feel like we've gotten for all these other characters. It's been so good to see these characters in the game and see them in a revitalized form. And the way that they have the heroes structured in this new Battlefront 2, it works great. I love it. I think it's awesome. And I want that for these overlooked characters like Mace. They need it. They deserve it. And to a degree, I feel like we as fans, and especially the people like me that have stuck with this game since launch, through all of DICE's stupidity at launch and all of the dumb things that they did, and have stuck with them through the rewriting of the ship and correcting everything, that, give us what we want. And they've done really well about listening to the fans, so I'm hoping that they will listen to this now. We want these characters in the game. And I think it was a massive misstep to add characters like BB-8 before you add these other characters in there. They deserve it. And there is so much cool stuff that you could do with a character like Mace Windu. I think it would be awesome if Mace had an ability that was kind of like, it was a anti-dark aura. Like Palpatine's dark aura, how that it affects the characters around him because of how, and this is going to get a little sweaty, so you guys bear with me, but his tactic of how that he channeled the dark side energy when he was fighting someone that was a Sith, he would channel that dark side energy that they were projecting through him and then back onto them. So if you could find a way to use that in like a dark aura, kind of an anti-dark aura, that would be really cool. And you could there are so many other abilities that you could do with Mace. He's an extremely powerful and amazing character. There is so much potential that you would have for this character. And even a Ki-Adi-Mundi. And I know they've talked about throwing Megiddo as a map into the game. And if you're going to do that, it would be such a huge misstep not to put a Ki-Adi-Mundi into the game. Like, why not? How stupid would it be to have BB-8 rolling along Megiddo, but no Ki-Adi-Mundi? And that's really the problem. Again, I'll say it again. I don't have a problem with the character of BB-8 or BB-9E, and I don't even necessarily have a problem with them being in the game, but I do have a problem with them being categorized as heroes, and I do have a problem with them being prioritized and put in the game over all these other great characters. And I kind of have a feeling like DICE is about done giving us, new characters and stuff. So I really have a feeling that we aren't going to get these characters. And that makes me mad that we got BB-8, but we never got Mace Windu. And we could have. We could have. So they dropped the ball on this, and it makes me upset. It makes me sad because, you could have had something great here. You could have had something really, really special. So as a fan of Star Wars, as a fan of Battlefront 2, it makes me sad for what could have been, what we could have had. And maybe we will end up getting those characters, and if we do, I'll make another video about how excited and how happy I am that we have gotten these characters. But as of right now, I'm angry because we haven't gotten them, and we've got other characters before them that should not have been placed before them. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know, have you played the new update? How do you like BB-8, BB-9E? How do you like how they play? Do you think they're OP? Do you think they should be categorized as heroes, or do you agree with me? Do you think they shouldn't be? And would you like to see Mace Windu or any of these other characters added into the game? Let me know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, then come back for our live streams and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. And until then, keep geeking out.